On today's episode, we're checking out some new tires for our 2020 Subaru Outback Onyx XT. It's coming up right now on Driving Sports TV. Today we're going to test some tires on our long-term 2020 Subaru Outback Onyx XT. And I have some help. Welcome back to the show, Carlina.
Thanks, it's great to be here again.
Socially distancing properly, as you can see.
6 feet.
Nothing better to do than when the world's on fire than test some tires.
Right? We are here at the Ridge Motorsport Park in Shelton, Washington, where we will be putting the Outback through a series of tests. First with the OEM Yokohama Avid GTs that came on it, setting baseline. Next, we'll swap on the aftermarket tires and see which one's better.
The tire we're testing today is the new Vredestein Quatrac Pro. It is a high-performance, all-weather tire. Now I say all-weather, not all-season. The difference being, all-weather tires are actually rated to run just as well in slush and snow as they are in warmer conditions, whereas an all-season tire, that needs to have temperatures above 45 degrees. Of course, today it's not freezing. In fact, it's about 75 degrees. Pretty warm, in fact. Our first challenge is a small diameter skid pad. But before we take the car out, we need to make sure that all four corners are measuring the same 36 psi. And I have to give a shout out to our friends at Koenig who sent us these at the last minute. These are called hexaforms, they're flow formed, and they are 8.5 by 18s. They have an offset of 43 and a bolt pattern of 5 by 114, which is what the Outback uses. Okay, Carlina, why don't you go ahead and give it a shot with the OEM tires, and then after we do those, we'll switch out the tires and try it again with the Vredesteins.
Our first test will be simple. I'm just gonna drive around in circles until the stock Yokohamas lose grip. All right, here we go.
As Carlina progressively speeds up around the course, the maximum lateral G-forces are measured. At a certain point, the tires will no longer have grip. To be fair, you can't really take our data from today and compare it to, say, Car and Driver's Skidpad test. They use a different setup and they also measure with different tools. But because we're controlling conditions and using a same test back-to-back today, the data will be useful for today's before and after comparison. I'm starting to feel a little slide. Oh yeah, pushing those fronts. Okay, I think we're at the maximum speed. Seems to be around 25 miles per hour. Okay. After completing a number of rotations, it was time to pull off and see what were the maximum lateral G-forces measured. Session 3, we're looking at 0.88, 0.92, 0.92. Okay, so we're about 0.88, 0.92, probably around 0.9 if we really want to round it. So why Vredestein? They are starting to make big moves into the North American market, with new tires developed for our roads. Some of them will definitely be shaking things up. We hear there is a new all-terrain tire coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Earlier this year, they reached out to me to sponsor the show, which would have meant tires to test, and even some extras to give away to our viewers. And who wouldn't want some free tires? But knowing them by name only, I couldn't simply say yes without first trying their products. And what a better opportunity than right now on a day like today. So the result of this test are a lot more than, do we like them? The result will determine if I decide to take them up on their offer. Once we got the new tires swapped on, we made sure that all four corners were at 36 psi, just like the OEM tires. We then torqued all the bolts to the manufacturer specification.
It does seem super quiet, actually, so that's really nice. Okay, these are so quiet. Like, I wonder if I can even get any... Oh, there we go. Woo! Yeah, these honestly feel way better than the other ones. Has such good grip. Woo! Oh yeah, oh yeah. as far as stunt driving goes, I would use these freaking tires all the time. I love it. I'm actually a big fan of these. They are great.
Dude, already I can feel the difference, which is really weird. I didn't expect to feel the difference. They just feel quieter. They feel smoother. This is, I didn't expect this. Let's go ahead and measure and see what we get for G's. Now the other tires had almost 1,000 miles on them. These ones, no miles. So that could affect, oh my gosh. I can feel everything this car is doing. It's so much more predictable. And I am already doing this faster than I was doing it before. I do wonder what my miles per hour are. Already, I am feeling much better grip than what I was getting on those other tires. It just feels, what the car is telling me is so much easier to tell. Oop, and there goes a cone. Let's try this again. Tires are warming up. 27. So I'm going faster than I was before. I feel like the G-forces are better than before. Stop it and see what we got for data. So far, 0.97 on the G's. 0.97, that's much better. You know what we could do? Let's do a 0 to 60 to 0. 3, 2, yeah, there's nothing to set. 3, 2, 1, go. You know, I want to do that again, and I'm going to slam my brakes on as soon as we get to the flag.
Okay.
Whatever the speed we're at, maybe can you see what the speed is right there?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do that. I don't know, the faster we go, the quicker that fence gets to us.
I was like, I hope he's going to stop because we're not going to hit 60 before we hit the fence.
Okay, here we go. And let's go. Oh, let's got to stop completely.
Countdown. Countdown. Full stop.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
10, 20.
I braked a little early.
Maybe 45, 46.
Yeah, it was around 45, 46. That was pretty good though. That was very controlled, and it was very linear on the braking. I didn't get a lot of tossing left and right. So overall, that's a win. So the next thing you probably want to know is, how well do these tires handle a forest road? Well, that's what we're going to do next. We got one more test. For the next test, we're going to do the short, steep climb. Now, I did this recently with the OEM tires, so I have a baseline to compare against. Once I finish with this, we'll head back to the track. Okay, now the setup that I'm going to use here is I am going to turn on X mode, and we're going to use just normal X mode 1. The car is in drive. I'm going to go up halfway, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to accelerate up the climb. This should give us an indication if these tires have more grip than the OEM ones. Stop right here. Okay. It's working, it's working. Up, 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 up. Oh, and it made it. Not sure if that was any better. Obviously, all-terrain tires would be better in this situation, but I was just curious, you know. Let's go ahead and go again. This time I'm going to go into deep snow and mud and see what that does. Again, I'm going to go up halfway. I'm going to stop, and now I'm going to accelerate slowly up the climb. Oh, that's doing pretty good. Yeah, that did better actually. I needed more spin there apparently. So the last time I did this round of tests in our X mode climb test video, A lot of people said they wanted to see what it looked like with no X mode at all. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna go down all the way. I'm gonna go back into drive, and I'm gonna turn X mode off. Away we go. Go up here. I'm gonna stop halfway. Now I'm going to accelerate up the rest and see what it does. Oh, it's struggling. It's struggling. Oh, but it made it. Whew, okay. In the original test, there was actually light rain. That helps bind the surface, which leads to less slip. In today's test, it was honestly pretty hot, making it a bigger challenge to get up the climb. I would say that given the conditions, the Vredestein Quatrac Pros actually did very good in this situation. They're certainly no worse than the OEM. Given the fact that the Vredesteins have much better grip on regular pavement, makes the Quatrac Pro a much better choice over the OEM Avid GTs. And if you compare online, you'll see that the pricing on these tires is actually quite good compared to other ultra high performance all-weather tires. Okay, so that's our test. I think the answer is yeah, totally impressed by these tires. What did you think, Carlina?
They had such good grip, and you could just do basically anything with them.
Yeah, and you could feel what was going on. It really is a confidence-inspiring tire that's also very comfortable to drive. I actually look forward to driving these home because I have an hour-and-a-half drive now back to Kirkland. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I think the answer to this whole question that I posed at the beginning is, do we say yes to Vredestein? And I would say based on the performance of these tires, that is an absolute yes. Also, I happen to know about some new tires that they have coming out that we will be the first to be able to test that I look forward to doing. So post a comment below. What do you think of this first tire test that we've done? And be sure to subscribe, like, share it with your friends, and we will see you again here next week. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit.
Carlina Gore.
We'll see you again.
See you later.